Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Happy New Year, and thanks so much for joining us today. Leslie's in the house. How are you, dear? Good.
Very, very cold in
Holy
here.
smokes, it was cold on the way to work this morning.
Yeah, I think my car said 6 degrees.
I think it's like 15 below in the wind chill.
Probably, I haven't looked.
Probably, it's just nasty cold. Did you have a nice holiday? Did you tuck in for the cold New Year's?
Yeah, we left our house once to try to go somewhere, and then we were like halfway down our block, and we looked, and we're like, oh, it's a holiday, it's closed. So we just drove around.
You just drove around.
Before the snow hit on Saturday?
Saturday, I think there was some snow on Saturday, yeah. No, I was off Thursday, Friday, and then our offices were closed Monday, and all I did was sit and sew.
Oh, I should have.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. No, in fact, it was great. I did, you know, binding is the bane of my existence. Yeah. And I bound 4 quilts.
That's impressive.
Yeah, well, I should have done it years ago, so.
You know what, I heard a trick from somebody, one of our go-getters. Buy clearanced fleece sheets the size of your quilt and use that as backing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And I was like, that's so smart, because then you have a, like,
then you have
not
a soft,
as expensive as fabric, and it's soft and cozy, and it's the size of your quilt already, so.
I love it. All right, where is everyone watching from today? Terry is watching from Omaha. Yes, it is cold. And Martha says, Happy New Year. Martha, Happy New Year to you. Robin loves the quilt behind us. Good, because we're going to show you how to make it today. Oh, Debbie is watching from Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Had to read all those letters. Holy smokes. It's very exciting. All right, we have some really fun videos, or pictures from our intro video. First up, we have the super cute quilt from Regina. Okay, Regina, first of all, is beautiful, and the blocks are huge, right? We decided she probably used her 12-inch cube to make that, and I love the sashing between it. So pretty, so pretty. Next up, we have this cute project from Valerie G. Okay, it's a rag die, our big rag square. And it has cute little dinosaurs and whales. I bet it's so snuggy. I feel like you need one of those, Leslie, because
I should make myself one.
It's a little cold here in the Dream Studio. Next up, we have this fun project from Wilma G. So look how pretty this is. Wilma used our cube and our companion sets to create this beautiful quilt. Our quilters are so great. Okay. Today we're talking about the quilt behind me, which is the Go Log Schoolhouse project, and it requires the log cabin die and the schoolhouse die. So here is my photo of the day. So this is Courthouse Steps. It's a version of the log cabin die, log cabin block that you can make. So the question of the day is, do you prefer a scrappy log cabin block or a traditional log cabin block? Leslie, what do you prefer?
I like scrappy. I've only made one log cabin block so far, and I did it scrappy.
You did for Halloween, right?
I made it into pumpkins.
Yes. Yeah, it was very clever, actually. Okay, so and today we're going to show you how to cut your fabric for 2 colors to make a traditional log cabin quilt. And in 2 weeks, we're going to show you how to make scrappy. So this is a really great die. All right, yesterday, so in the comments, tell us, do you like traditional or scrappy? Yesterday, we launched our very first die to try for the new year. We sold out of the Gold Goose Tracks die in just a matter of hours. But you can vote to bring it back by going to AccuQuilt.com and clicking on the Vote Now button in the Go Goose Tracks page. Is that right, Leslie? They can vote for it to come back?
Yep, it has the Vote Now feature already.
Vote now, because it's sold out.
I know.
All right, so Leslie's going to tell us about our promo today. It's buy 2, get the 3rd free,
yes,
right?
So it's buy 2 and you get the 3rd free on dies, cubes, and bundles. So if you wanted to get the log cabin die and a couple other bob dies, you'd get the 3rd one free.
Oh, that's very cool. And double reward points?
Yes, double reward points all day, and then free shipping if your order's over $225.
Great. And the code you want to use is 3 for me. The number 3, the word, F-O-R-M-E. Okay, make sure you put in that code right. Today I'm going to give away one of our Go Schoolhouse dies. Be sure to share this video on your personal Facebook page for the chance to win. The lovely Leslie will announce the winner at the end of our show. Have you made Schoolhouse yet, Leslie?
I I haven't.
Yeah, it's really a cool block.
It is. I want to make it for, I have a sister who's a teacher.
Right.
Make something cute and small for her classroom.
Oh, yeah, you totally could make like a table runner or something. That's
Like a little wall hanging.
Yeah.
The alphabet maybe with it.
Oh, see, that'd be cute. Work on that, okay?
On top of like my 10 other projects I have to
Yeah.
work on.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to talk about it. Here, hold on. So the block on board, so it's called a block on board. Both of them are block on boards today that we're going to use. So we're just going to go through them real quick. This is first the Schoolhouse block on board. You're fine right there, Brooke. This is the Schoolhouse one. So a cool thing about block on board is that it has all of the pieces you need to make a finished 9-inch block, right? So you don't have to keep finding pieces and so forth. And the Schoolhouse die will fit through your Go Big, and even your studio cutter with the appropriate adapter. You want to make sure that you use a 10 by 24 cutting mat, okay? Now, not only does this die make the Schoolhouse block, but look at this, quilters. It has 6 different sizes of rectangles, which I think is so cool because sometimes you can make projects using the rectangles that are just in this bob. So when you look at the value of a bob die, don't just look at it and say, oh, I can make Schoolhouse, okay? But you can say, oh, I can make Schoolhouse and I got 6 more rectangles. All right, and all of the pieces are screen printed for easy to keep track of your pieces. We cut off the dog ears right here, so from here to here is that perfect 1/4 inch seam, and all of the pieces are divided by section by color, okay? Now, you can make the Go Red Brick Schoolhouse, which is the pattern that's on the die, okay? Or you can use our free Go Quilt program, which is available at AccuQuilt.com. This quilting tool allows you to change the colorway of thousands of Accu Quilt patterns, and there's a tutorial, it's free, check it out. Leslie, you were telling me how many designers, like we have fabric up there.
Oh, yeah, so we upload fabric collections from our fabric companies, partners.
Right. Partners. There we go.
So they'll send me some of their newer collections, so I'll get it uploaded on the site. We've uploaded quite a bit over the past
hundreds.
quarter, yeah.
Yeah.
And more get added throughout the year as we get them.
Which is super cool for Go Quilt, because then you can change the colorway and say, oh, maybe I have some of that Michael Miller fabric or Northcott fabric
Yeah,
or
so if you have like
whatever it is.
bundle of one of them, you can just go in and play with. Like if you have a full collection, it's saved out there based off the collection name, so.
That's super cool.
I can't think of a collection name off the top
That's
of my
okay.
head, but
That's
so
okay.
you can just play with them.
And for those of you who wonder, okay, Leslie wears many hats, but my favorite hat that she wears is she is in charge of all of the fabric, like that we give away on our Tuesday shows. She never gives it to me.
Sorry.
But I know, she's okay. I'm okay with it. So speaking of events, join Eric and I on Tuesday, January 11th for a special trunk show. It's called Fresh Start, New Beginnings, and New to You. It's all about changing the colorway, making old patterns look new and fresh because it's the new year. And you want to register in the link below for the chance to win prizes, okay? So now that we've talked about the Schoolhouse die, let's talk about the log cabin die. So we'll use our overhead here, Justin. This is absolutely one of my all-time favorite dies, and I use it for scrap busting all the time, okay? And in 2 weeks, I'm gonna show you how to use this die to cut up your scraps. We're also gonna use the 4-inch cube to show you some fun projects. But let's talk about this die for just a second. First of all, this is not a strip die. So you don't want to lay jelly rolls here because this cuts all the height 1.5 inches high and all the width. So there's a blade here and here and here and here and one in the center. So if you lay that jelly roll down here, first of all, you're gonna waste 1 inch of fabric. And second of all, you're gonna have the lengthwise grain wrong. So it's gonna be wonky when it cuts the fabric. So you wanna make sure, I would say label at your belly, lengthwise grain, parallel to these lengthwise blades, okay? Now, the cool thing about this die and all of our dies is that you don't have to cut all of the pieces, okay? you could just cut 1 through 8, which is what I'm going to show you how to do here in just a second. Or you, in a couple of weeks, I'll show you how to just lay out fabric to cut all the different other pieces. And that's the thing about when I finish a project, this is the die that I use every single time I finish a project, because then I just take all my scraps and I lay them out here and I go, oh, this one can fit over here on shape number 3 or shape number 2. And I'm going to show you this super high-tech way of keeping track of your pieces, okay? So let's show you how to do it. So this project that we're making behind me is called Log Schoolhouse? What's it called? Let's see.
Go Log Schoolhouse Throw Quilt.
Thank you. And Amanda Harwood made it?
Yes.
Well, look at me knowing some stuff. And I love it. And I love the fact that it just uses these, it's going to just use 2 colors for both the schoolhouse and the log cabin. So kind of a fun thing. My dad, over the holidays, moved from Arkansas to Utah, to St. George, Utah. And so he's moving into a new place. So I'm actually making this quilt for him for his new house, because I love the fact that it was kind of masculine, and I like the fact that it's really simple. You know, he's not into kind of frou-frou kind of things, okay? So over the holidays, I went and bought all the fabric to cut out all my pieces, and then, okay, listen, you can all be so proud of me. I bought fabric for the backing. Oh, here, we got to get a shot of this. Thank you, Greg. This is one of my favorite fabrics. It's soda pop, Leslie.
That's so fun.
Isn't that cute?
I don't think I've ever seen that fabric.
I have never seen it. And I thought it would be fun for my dad because he likes soda. So that one's kind of fun. And then, do you know my goal for the new year?
Yes, because you told us 2 seconds ago.
My binding for the new year is all going to be stripes. So this is my binding. So in 2 weeks, when I show you how to use log cabin, I'm going to show you this super cool trick on how to miter your corners for binding. So all of my fabric is bought. Are you so proud of me?
I am. But while we're on the topic of fabric, since we mentioned the fabric collections in Go Quilt, people are wondering how to find them.
Oh, okay. Let Leslie tell you.
So at the top of the page, you can do, there's all those fabric collections. There's like tabs where it's like my product, my stash,
Right.
my products, fabric collections. You go there in fabric collections.
Okay.
Then when you're working on a project, you should be able to pick fabric collections.
Yes.
While you're working on the product and pick your fabric out of those collections.
Yes. Excellent. And then you save your projects.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really cool. You have to register. It's free to register for it if you don't have an AccuQuilt account. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to cut the blocks for this log cabin for our project. So I need, it's going to make a 9-inch finished block, so I need 1 through 8 and 9. Now, some of you are already stressed about the whole 9 thing here, okay? Don't be, because I'm going to show you this cool thing. So I actually at home have cut all my fabric except for 2 blocks. And this is a great chain piecing project. So today I'm just going to cut the fabric for 2 of my blocks. All right. So I'm going to take my fabric, and I purposely left the salvage on here so that you can see that this is the lengthwise grain. Okay. Now I'm not going to cut this fabric off. I'm just going to kind of tuck it up here next to the die, because our machines only cut where there's fabric and a mat. So there are no blades in the roller or in the cutter. Okay, and then here's my blue that I'm going to use. Now, quilters, notice, this is super important, that I started from the edge that is open, and that my folded edge is going to be the last thing I cut, because there's a trick. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this right here. And you can run how many layers of cotton, Leslie?
6.
6 layers of cotton. Oh, here, I'm going to move this so I don't lose it. In 1 pass through our cutter. Today I'm just going to use 4. I always like to see what we've cut with our mats. Okay, remember, you're going to get thousands of cuts with your dies, hundreds of cuts with your mats. All right, so Leslie, why I cut this? Do we have questions?
So we do. Someone is asking the difference between Eq8 and Go Quilt.
Oh yeah, so Eq8 allows you to create new block patterns. Go Quilt allows you to change the colorway.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And then Anne wants to know, where did you find your soda pop fabric, or what's the fabric company? Like,
Oh, I went to, oh, here, I can tell you. It was the end of the bolt at the fabric store this weekend. Okay, give it love. Boy, is it staticky here. Gee, my knees. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta. Okay, so what I did was I measured from here to here, and I actually, it's like 10.5 inches, and I just rough cut my fabric because I just want like 1/4 of an inch on either side. Okay, hold on, and I'll tell you the name of it. All right. Oh, here. Let's see if it tells us. It usually does. Oh, here. Of course, it's upside down and inside out. Oh, I couldn't have done that if I wanted to. Okay, it's called, oh, here. Can we get a really good close, can we get a picture of that, Justin? It's called Rashida Coleman Hale. Okay, do you see that? This video will live on our Facebook page, so you can always come back and see. Okay, look at that soda fabric. Isn't that fun? Okay. My dad will think it is funny. He likes that. Okay, so now, oh, see, what have I done here? I've lost my pieces. It must be on the bottom of my fabric. As I moved that, oh, here they are, on the floor. Whew.
Then Lynn was wondering, while we have the dye and fabric, how do you tell the grain, lengthwise grain? How do you figure that out again?
Okay, let's show you that before I show you how to do this. Okay, so remember this was my salvage edge. Okay, so this is the lengthwise grain, but you can always do the pull test. So watch. Low and wonky, lots of stretch. High and tight, ready? Hear it? This is the lengthwise grain. The tight is right. High and tight is right. Okay, so now I've cut my fabric here, and so I have this super high-tech way of keeping track of all my pieces. Ziploc bags. So this one says 1, so I'm gonna come here to 1. And all of you are thinking, well, Pam's gonna waste the white one because the center of the block is red. Nope, it's not. I'll show you when we're almost done here. All right, and Leslie, while I do this, so here's 2. It's real high tech. Do people like scrappy or traditional blocks?
Oh yeah, so it's tied.
Oh,
So
yay.
Carrie likes scrappy.
Okay,
Linda, Dawn, and Ann prefer the traditional look.
okay,
Donna likes both.
okay.
A couple people both. Robin says a 3-color log cabin block.
Oh, yeah.
Sherry says absolutely scrappy. I make at least 1 log cabin quilt a year.
Oh, perfect. Okay, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't start from the bottom. Okay, go ahead. Are we still liking scrappy then, do we think, or it's just tied?
I think it's tied. Mary says she likes to make traditional log cabins, but practicing going scrappy, and it's very difficult.
It is. You gotta go to the scrappy, to the dark side.
I like
It'll be
your
okay.
idea of cutting up your leftover fabric, using the log cabin dye, and then just throwing it in a bag.
Yes.
Because then you'll have that scrappy look at the end of the year. Like, could make
Right.
one big scrappy
Right.
log cabin quilt, and this is all the fabrics you use.
Yeah, and then you don't have to look for fabric because it's all here. Okay, so now the rest of you are all wondering, hey, can somebody just grab me a 6x12 mat? Here, I can just grab one. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. It's not that deep. Okay, now all the rest of you are thinking, well, Pam, you only cut 1 through 8. You are correct. So now, when you take your fabric and cut it the 10.5 inches and fan fold back and forth, you can get 6 layers of fabric. So all that's going to be left are the ends. See, this is why we started from the non-folded edge. So now you can just lay these pieces right here. I know, it's brilliant. Okay, I just need some white and red. Okay, So now all I'm going to do is I am going to put this down here and run it through. So see, look, I didn't use my big 10 by 24 mat because I'm just cutting those smaller pieces. So remember, you can always use a smaller mat to cut individual pieces. Okay. Give it some love because static is here. If you don't give it love, look what it does. It just makes a mess, okay? So these are my shape 9s. All right, and then look at this. So some of you are saying, now the centers are red, how am I gonna do that? Okay, look, I just found red scraps. And I'm just gonna lay it here, 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna use my 6 by 6 mat. Look at this. Cutting pieces for days. All right, there we go. Give it some love. Slide, don't lift. I'm gonna put them in bag number 1. Yesterday when I was working on this, I lost a bag at home. I was like, what has happened to bag number 4? It was quite exciting. Okay, so that's how you're gonna cut your pieces. So let me show you how to start sewing them, okay? Because there is also that question of, so now what do I do, okay? The most important thing is you really, really, truly, truly, truly wanna have a 1/4 inch seam. Otherwise, your blocks are not gonna work, okay? And it's gonna be sad. All right, so I can do this, right? Somebody will tell me if that's wrong. Okay, so look, here's the center, okay? So you're gonna start with the center red. Leslie, do you know what the red usually indicates on a log cabin?
Isn't it the fire in the log cabin?
Yeah, which is perfect on a day today when it's, I don't know, 14 below and wind chill.
I could use one right now.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna lay this out. I'm gonna do 2 layers because I'm just gonna show you how to chain piece for crying out loud. Okay, so Leslie, watch this. So we have 1 and 1. So typically you would take a white and a blue, but because it's the center, okay, we're just gonna use a red. And I love the fact that I use solids here because then I don't have to worry about making sure that it's all facing up, okay? So here we go. And then, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna do 1 and 1 and then 2 and 2.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna do 2 blues and 2 whites. 2 blues, 2 whites. Right, do you remember this?
Yes, I recommend the block assembly instructions on the product page. I printed that out and had it sitting right next to me as I was making a log cabin block so I could reference it.
Yes, because otherwise it gets a little tricky, right? Right? Okay, 2 and 2. And I'm actually, while Leslie talks and tells us people like scrappy or not, I'm gonna change my foot to a 1/4 inch foot.
Well, we have a question.
Oh, I have answers.
So Vicky says she's a newbie.
Hi, Vicky.
This quilt be too much to tackle. She's a decent seamstress, just doesn't quilt yet.
Oh, heck no. Don't you think this would be easy to do?
I've never done a schoolhouse, but the log cabin is pretty easy.
Yeah, the log cabin is really easy. If you can sew a 1/4 inch seam, you can do that. And we'll show you how to go and make the schoolhouse. We have lots of videos on how to make them.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Carol wants to know, can you create a 3-color log cabin block with the bob?
Sure. Sure. Did you like that? Sure. You can do whatever you want. There's no die, please. I'm not sure how you would do that. Have you ever seen a 3-color log cabin, Leslie?
Not that I know of, but it can. I'm sure it can be done, and then
I'm sure it can.
You don't use, save for a different block.
What?
What you don't use, like if you cut all of like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like if
you would cut a 2-color,
right?
Cut 3 colors, and then alternate, and then just change the way it looks.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, will you make one and let us know? Make a test block,
please.
Okay.
And then this is a popular question always.
Okay.
Cindy says a true 1/4 inch seam or
true. true 1/4 inch seam. And the reason is these cut perfect 1.5 inch squares. So if you try to sew these together and it's not a 1/4 inch seam, the next piece is not going to fit to it. Okay, so I'm taking my 2 pieces and I'm going to do this. Leslie, do you watch TV while you sew?
I have it on in the background, so
Yeah.
my back like sits to our living room, so I'll have it on in the background.
Yeah, I have to have a little noise while I'm doing ours as well. I have been just binge watching Madam Secretary.
Oh, that's such a good show.
It's great because it has like, I don't know, 7 seasons or something. And it's so funny because now, because I sewed all weekend long,
Yeah.
now I have like Madam Secretary dreams. I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, so now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna press this away. So in this case, I'm gonna press it to the blue. Screaming hot iron. Listen, this is perfect to sit and chain piece. And now look, see, I did that 1/4 inch seam, so my next piece is gonna fit on it. Okay? So this is, we're just gonna do a few of these so you can see, because this is truly brilliant. I mean, I just love this process of the whole chain piece and get it all done thing. All right, Leslie, are people liking scrappy or solids?
It's still tied.
That's good.
Diane said she did a red, white, and blue log cabin, so someone has done 3 colors.
Somebody has done 3. Well, I guess this one is 3 because the center is
Oh, yeah.
a different color.
True. Pamela likes both scrappy and traditional.
Yeah, this is my first one I am making that is traditional. It's good to try new things.
Getting Pam out of her comfort zone.
I know, trying new things for the new year.
Annette says she likes traditional only because that was her first finished quilt.
Oh, a lot of people, this was their first quilt, was log cabin, which surprises me because, holy smokes, I cannot even imagine cutting these pieces by hand.
No, I've done one pattern that required like rotary cutting.
Yep.
And I won't do it again. I'll make sure everything I do is AccuQuilt friendly.
Oh my, yes. Okay, so look, I'm pressing it away. Okay, I'm pressing it away. We're just gonna do a couple of these because watching me sew is not exciting, okay? I mean, Pearl, my cat, likes to watch me sew, but the rest of you don't. Okay, so look, we did 1 and 2, now we're gonna do 2 in white. Everything, it has to work. All right, and I'll just do these last 2, and then I'll show you how to finish off your block. Okay, all right, and do we have other questions, Leslie?
Not currently, but I'm sure we will.
Okay, yes, because when we get to the schoolhouse portion.
We have Tammy who just got an AccuQuilt delivery while she's watching.
Tammy, did you hug the FedEx guy? That's awesome.
Probably not. Probably should.
Probably not. I know. I don't know. I feel like we should do that every now and then.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, doggone it. I broke a thread. I do this every week now, it seems. Hold on here. What is happening? All right. Leslie, why don't you talk about our promo for the day while I do this?
Yeah, so the promo is buy 2 and you get the 3rd free. So the Schoolhouse die finishes to 9 inches, so if you don't own the 9-inch cube, you can buy the 9-inch cube, 1 companion, and then you'll get the 2nd companion free.
Oh, yes, that's a great idea.
I think is an awesome deal because then you can mix and match your blocks and do the pattern behind me with the stars and things like that. So
that's a great idea. And those companion sets are great because with the original cube, you make 72 mix and match blocks.
Yes.
But with the companion sets, you can get up to 216. And that's just the ones we've created. You can create your own.
And then Robin wants to know, can you use the old Schoolhouse die for this?
Oh, great question. So the old Schoolhouse die is an applique die, not a pieced die, and it finishes to a different size. So, yes and no. Yes, because you can make a log cabin any size up to 12 inches, right?
Yep.
So you could make a 10-inch block or a 12-inch block. I don't know. I feel like this is 9 inches is a good size for this.
Yes, especially with how many schoolhouses you have with it.
Right, you have to make 15 of each of the blocks. So, and Schoolhouse goes together really fast. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to press this direction to the white. So see how that goes? Really, truly pay attention. Just in your little quilting head, go, oh, okay. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now here is a block that I finished. Ooh, I'm gonna pin these. Taking these home with me here. Okay, okay, we gotta get rid of the one bent pin because I pick it up every time, okay? Okay, so now this one, let's do some, okay, so here's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8, okay? So this is the last piece I sewed on, all right? So then what you need is a, oh, where's it go? Hang on. See, this is why we practice. Yeah, it's white, okay. So now this measures 9 inches this way, but only 8.5 on this direction. So now what we need is one of our blue strips that we cut, right? And then it makes a 9-inch block, all right? And then you're gonna have other blue strips that are gonna make the sashing. Okay, so it's gonna come down here. All right, maybe it's the white. I think that's how it is. There we go. And then here's the sashing, and then you're gonna have white sashing between. So all of the sashing comes from these 9-inch strips. And then remember at the very beginning when I said, oh, all of my ones just fell out. Don't worry about the ones. These make the cornerstones. So let me pull it up and show you. See? Look at that.
Oh.
Yeah, super smart. Amanda did a great job.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, so that's our log cabin block. So now, don't forget our promo and don't forget to share, right? So why is an Accu Quilt Cutter better than another fabric cutter? Leslie, why?
Oh, because it cuts so much faster, so much cleaner, more accurate. We cut off the dog ears.
All the things.
I had to figure out how to cut off dog ears when I used a rotary cutter. I learned a lot using a rotary cutter.
Yes, while Leslie was doing that, yeah, okay? And don't forget our promo, 3 for me, buy 2, get the 3rd free. So think about cubes, think about strip dies today.
Yeah, so the bundle with the schoolhouse die, if you already have the schoolhouse but want the strip dies that finish so many of the projects that we made with the schoolhouse.
Right.
It's the 3.5 and the 1.5 inch strip die, and then you could get a 3rd for free.
Yeah, and not next week. Oh, next week. Next week we're making this really cool project that I'm going to make rectangles. So if you get the 6.5 inch strip and the 2-inch strip, then you can make the rectangles for it. But this is why we have 18 sizes of strip dies, right? Because then you can make rectangles and squares and all the things, okay? Don't forget to share. I'm going to give away one of our Go Schoolhouse dies. Share on your personal Facebook page for the chance to win. The lovely Leslie will announce our winner at the end of our show. And always before you start your project, especially like when you get to the schoolhouse, I want you to sew a test block. That way you can see how all the pieces fit together and how to press your seams, okay? So now I'm gonna lay fabric down on the schoolhouse die. And when you're making this project, quilters, do all of your log cabins first, and then all of your schoolhouses, okay? Don't do one and then the other. And cut all your fabric first. Because just like I did the log cabin where I can put them in Ziploc bags, this right here is all white. This is the blue and the gray, and this is white and blue. So I can just put them in Ziploc bags and know because of the color. Sometimes, Leslie, we're efficient. Sometimes not. I feel like that's part of the problem with some of my UFOs.
That's a lot of the problem with my UFOs. I just have pieces currently sitting on my table in my sewing room.
Right.
Hoping my cats don't knock it off.
Right, right. It's like, oh, wait. Okay, so now H is different for this particular project. You can make it brown. I like this like gray, this dark gray. It kind of looks like a roof, okay? Typically, you would take all of the blue and lay it here. So I'm just gonna cover my H. It'll tell you how to subcut it. And then cut my little piece here. I'll put it on the top. And then B is right here. Okay. And then A, C, and I are the bottom of that schoolhouse. And so basically what you're gonna do is you need blues and white. So I am just gonna put blues and whites on here. Okay, all right. And remember, you can always cut 6 layers. Oh, people ask this all the time. Could you cut more than 6 layers, Leslie? There's our block right there.
No, you cannot.
No, what happens?
The die can get stuck in the machine.
Yes.
And it also will void your warranty. We have it calibrated perfectly to cut 6 layers cleanly.
And that's the thing, quilters. It likes to cut 6 layers rather than 1.
Unless you're with like the crazy quilt.
Right, or like if you're using denim or flannel or stuff. But yeah, crazy quilt, how many can you use? 5. Okay, here we go. So I just did, now I've done all my log cabin. I haven't, but I have some left to do. But this weekend, there will be log cabining. I'm excited. I feel like in 2 weeks when I come back, I should have all my pieces. I should have a top done.
How about all your other bucket list quilts that have been on
I'm working on those.
Okay.
I did 4 over the weekend. I feel like that's good.
That is good. Pam, while that's going through the cutter, we have some questions.
Yes.
Medora is wondering, because we talk about the coloring sheets all the time.
Yeah, do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, so you can find them on our product pages. We started with the newer quilts, and we're still working backwards to get on the older bobs on there. So any of our newer, towards the end of 2021 into 2022 bobs that come out, you'll be able to find those coloring PDF, which is the block assembly instructions on the product page.
Right. Yeah, and that's super cool because you can just color. Okay, the Omaha Modern Quilt Guild, where I belong, hold on here. I have 1 string, hold on. Don't pull it, quilters. Oh, hey, we have these new great scissors on our website, get you some. There's one from the Omaha Modern Quilt Guild, and I think I'm gonna let Oakley color it and make a quilt. Oakley's 7, she's my granddaughter. I feel like she could do that. Okay, so here we go. Look how fast, okay? All right, and I'm gonna save my scraps over here because some of them I'm gonna use in a couple of weeks. Okay, like D that I just probably threw away. Here. What the heck? Here, see? This is why you never throw your scraps away. There is shape D. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about this piece right here. This is the roof piece. And typically when you just make this 2 colors, like you make it the red, then what happens is this is just all 1 color. But this is what we call a directional shape. So all the fabric needs to face up, right? Otherwise, if you fan fold the fabrics, half of them are going to be backwards like this, and you will be cranky. Okay? And then E and G and B, this one, this is also a little directional shape, so you want all the fabric facing up. And don't forget, our videos live on our Facebook and YouTube page, so you can just go back and watch these if you want. Okay? So, Leslie, do you want to talk about our blog? It's amazing I called you Emily.
That's okay. Yeah, so our blog is where you'll find more inspiration, tips, tricks, exclusive patterns on the blog, written by the patterns and stuff are usually written by our go-getters who are our brand ambassadors. Tips and tricks can be from the brand ambassadors or our internal people as well. On the blog this week, I don't remember what it is. So
I think it's all about like getting organized for the new year or something.
Oh yeah, yes, it is.
Isn't that right?
It's all about getting organized for the new year. So.
Because I feel like that's the thing. Do you need, well, you were saying you need to clean off your dining room table so you can like eat there.
I need to organize my sewing room a bit better.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so I'm gonna just lay this out here. Okay, and some of you are already stressed, right? Because this piece is too short. This is the bottom of our schoolhouse. Okay, and then this is our top. Hold on, just don't mind me. Da, 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 da. I didn't print out the pattern, so I'm good. It's okay. I think this one goes here, right? Oh, yes, and then, okay, so look. I can do this, okay? So this is the side of our schoolhouse. This is this section right here. I'm gonna actually sew together this section right here and the roof, but this is the side. So these are those C's that we cut, and then here's that shape A, okay? But I'm gonna show you how to do this because this gets a little tricky, okay? So, all right. Oh gosh, don't lose these. All right, Leslie, are people liking
Scrappy or traditional?
scrappy or traditional? See, you knew.
Yep. Well, so Rena had a question on that. With scrappy log cabins, do you always have to have a consistent center color? Or can you mix it up?
Oh no, you can do whatever you want. There's no dye police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that saying. There's no dye police.
There's no dye police.
And then Heidi's wondering about our iron because we love our iron, but does it
do.
get hot in the jar and does it warp your mat if you put it on the mat?
Okay, it does get hot in the jar, but the jar keeps your fingers nice and clean.
The jar in the bottom of the jar doesn't get hot.
Oh, here, I don't know. Let's look. No. This right here, oh gosh.
I need that.
I should let Leslie iron. The jar does. The jar won't melt, okay? Okay, and I just put it in here because then it's a little more stable. Some people put it in a cup.
Yeah, I have mine in a coffee cup and it falls over.
I was gonna say it must fall over. And then the iron, yeah, so I just keep it right next to my little thing right there, just like that. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Good question. And yeah, you can get them on our website, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, see, look at me trying to make houses. Don't mind me. Okay, go ahead.
Lena wants to know why we didn't use 10, 11, and 12 with the log cabin block on this one.
Oh, that's a great question. Because we wanted to, this goes down here. We wanted to only make a 9-inch block. Okay, so you could make it a 6-inch block if you wanted. You could make it a 10-inch block if you wanted.
Can you make a tiny 4-inch one to go with the 4-inch cube?
You could totally make a little 4-inch one to go with the 4-inch cube. Okay? All right, so I'm just gonna show you, I'm gonna just sew these 3 pieces together for you so that you can see how the pieces go together, because this is magic, okay? This is truly magic. So when you're looking at this, we've cut out the dog ears, right? Okay, so I'm gonna leave that here. So we've cut off the dog ears, so now this is gonna line up perfectly. I'm gonna get my little mat here. And again, quilters, you wanna just follow the pattern to create your own colorway that you wanna do. This is just a really fun project. Okay, so now I'm just doing this 1/4-inch seam. Remember, that was one of the pieces that was a directional shape. Wanna watch out for those directional shapes.
Joe wants to know, how do you know on a die if the shape is directional or not?
Oh, that is a really good question. When you read the instructions on how to put your block together, it will tell you that. It will say, this is a directional shape, okay? So this is like the little top of our schoolhouse, and then I'm gonna show you how to add the roof, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna just do this side right here, okay? I'm excited. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you shapes like squares and half square triangles, they are not directional. You can just fan fold for days, okay? But when you think of, so in our cube system, Leslie, do you remember from our years ago, which shapes in the cube are directional?
The chisel, the shape 14, the side,
Yeah, the parallelogram.
the sides of the,
Oh, the sides of it, yes.
and the parallelogram.
Not the parallelogram. That one you have to fan fold. Chisel, yeah, the parallelogram is directional, because depending on which way you want your parallelogram to get together,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So those, you have to make sure your fabric is facing up. Okay? All right. So see how you do this little portion right here with the roof? And then I'm just pressing, I guess you could press your seams open. I'm just not too worried about it, okay? So I just wanted to show you how to attach this and that this is now a different color, okay? All right, then you would sew your rows together. Make sure you, oh, it says press your seams open. There you go, okay? And then make sure you do the roof section. So let me just come back here and show you. This is the roof section, right? So it's gonna have these two white ones here and the blue, okay? So make sure that when you're doing your block, you lay out your pieces so you know how they lay together, okay? And the roof looks tricky, it's not, okay? Just make sure you lay out the pieces. All right, Mr. Brock, let's see what's next. Go ahead. All right, and then, yeah, the chimney section we did. Perfect. Now, so all the units together, so make your schoolhouse first, all right? You need a total of 15 schoolhouses and 15 log cabins to complete the project. You would continue to follow the pattern to complete the quilt top. Layer the batting between the top and the backing. Pin or base together, quilt as desired. Add a binding. Listen, it's the new year. You could make it striped. Okay, and don't forget to miter your corners. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to show you how to do binding, and we're going to miter them. Okay? Don't forget to join Eric and I on Tuesday, January 11th for a special trunk show. Fresh start, new beginnings, new to you. It's all about colorway and making old patterns look new and fresh. Register in the link for the chance to win prizes. All right, let's say one more time, you want to announce the promo and then we'll have a winner.
Yes, so our promo is buy 2 and you get the 3rd free. We also have 2-time rewards today.
Yes, double reward points.
Well, so if you were shopping for scrap busting things, get the 9-inch cube, the 6-inch cube, and the 4-inch cube, because we're talking about things using those cubes coming up soon.
Adam.
You would get the 4-inch cube free.
Excellent. Excellent. And double reward points and over $250 will ship it to you free if you live in the contiguous U.S.
$225.
$225. All right. Do we have a winner today of the Go Schoolhouse die?
We do have a winner. And the
Okay, are we
winner
ready?
is Cheryl Supples.
Congratulations, Cheryl. Our team's going to reach out to you and we are going to ship you a Schoolhouse die. All right, quilters, be sure to join us for next week's AccuQuilt Live as we spruce up our sewing space. We are going to make the cutest sewing machine organizing mat. And I think we have them in 2 different colors, right, Leslie?
Yep.
We have like a winter one and a spring one or something.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, and it has pockets, all right? You will need the 6-inch cube to complete the project. So today, while those promos are on, think about maybe getting the 6-inch cube, and in 2 weeks, we're gonna use the 4-inch cube and the log cabin as scrap busters, right? So you think about those 2, and then what other cube? Maybe the 9-inch cube to go with that. So 4, 6, 8, and 9 are all the same price, so that would work out great. And then strip dies, we have 18 sizes. All right, quilters, Happy New Year to all of you. We're glad that you're here today on behalf of our entire team. So Morgan is in a snowstorm, is that true?
That's what she told us.
Yeah, she's in a winter storm in Michigan, so we hope Morgan is staying safe. Leslie's here in the studio with us. Emily is offsite helping with our customer service team. And here in the studio, I have Brock and Greg and Justin. I'm Pam Heller reminding you at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quote more. Have a good day.